Is 40 too old to switch to an IT career? Now, this is another topic that I saw on Reddit. It was actually talking about being 35 too old, but I want to move it up 5 years because I don't think it makes a difference. So here's my answer. I don't think 40 is too old to switch careers. I don't think 50 is too old to switch careers. It all depends on your stamina and your ability to do well and to put in the time and effort. In today's age, in America, people work until they're 65. I know people working at 70, or I know someone that's working at 72. So let's say you switch careers at 50, you might be working until another 15 years. You might be working until another 18 years, or 22 years until you're 72. In America, a lot of folks work longer because what are you gonna do when you retire? I know me. I'm not looking to retire. I'm 37. I want to keep working another 40 years, maybe 50 years until I fall down. Until I die, I want to keep working. That's me personally. I enjoy working. I'm a workaholic. I enjoy doing this. Growing my company, New Config. In 2022, we had 1.7 million in revenue. I have 10 employees now. There's 11 of us here at New Config. Personally, I enjoy growing my organization. And I don't think that 40's too old or 50's too old, because you're going to work until you're at least 65, and maybe in 10, 20 years, they might increase Social Security to 70 or 75. You might be working at 50, you might be working another 25 years. Who knows? But definitely at least another 15 years. So it's definitely not too old to switch jobs. And I follow the Bible, and you don't have to follow the Bible to listen to the story. It's a very interesting story. I think it talks about the nature of reality. In the Bible, in Genesis, one of the first stories is about Abraham. And Abraham lived in his parents' house, in his parents' basement. We call it basement these days. He lived in his parents' basement until he was 80 years old. And God came to Abraham. At that point, he was called Abram. And he came to Abram and he said, Abram, just go. Just leave. Just leave your father's house. Just like Nike's logo. Just do it. Just go. Just get out of here. Because he was in his father's house too long. And once he leaves his father's house, what is the first thing that happens to Abram? He goes into a place where there's a famine. In the desert, where everybody's starving. Where things are bad. And after that, he goes to a tyranny. He goes into Egypt. And in Egypt, he has to lie that his wife is his sister, so they won't kill him, because his wife Sarai, her name was later changed to Sarah, was very beautiful, and he was scared that the most successful man in Egypt, the Pharaoh, might want her. But because of Sarai, because of his connections to her, he claimed that she was his sister. He prospered, and he grew, and he became a very rich man. And eventually the Pharaoh realized that Abram is Sarai's husband, and he let him go. And then when he left Egypt, Abram left with Sarai and lots of cattle and oxen and sheep, and he was a very rich man, and slaves, etc. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the nature of reality, when you start something, you don't start going like this. You start like this, and then you slowly go back up. So when you start a new career, don't expect for things to be all sunshine and rainbows, for everything to go up and your career to go like this. That's not how the nature of reality works. That's not how the world works. You're gonna start off, and then you're gonna hit bottom. You're gonna hit a wall. But then, if you are willing to push yourself to go above the wall, you will be successful. And that is my advice for any 30-year-old, 35-year-old, any 40-year-old, 45-year-old, or 50-year-old that wants to start a new career. Just do it. You have my support. You will be successful. Just put in the time. Take the classes. There's lots of classes online to be successful in IT. If you want to be a cybersecurity engineer, there's a lot of classes. To be an IT developer, there's a lot of classes. There's a lot of classes to be an IT admin. There's a lot of classes to be a functional analyst in SAP or Oracle or Salesforce, be a Salesforce administrator. There's a lot of classes that teach you this functionality. And then you could pick up projects on Fiverr. There's a video I made that I'm going to link here where you can watch about how to find jobs on Indeed with no experience. And if they're looking for a Salesforce admin, a functional analyst, an IT admin, a cybersecurity with no experience, you can look them up here. You could also pick up projects on Fiverr and Upwork, and people always ask, how do you get experience? But no one wants to give you experience if you don't have any. It's a catch-22. I hear it all the time, but that's wrong. You can get experience through contract work nowadays. Technology and internet made things a lot better nowadays. You could get it on Fiverr or Upwork or similar websites that I've been talking about. You could look it up on a previous video I made about how to find roles on Indeed with no experience. There's plenty of them. And my advice to you is just go out and do it. I believe in you. I think you'll be successful. Put in the time. Take the classes, get certifications. If you have a Salesforce admin certification or a Salesforce developer certification or an IT admin or cybersecurity certification, whatever ones there are, take them, because that will add a level of professionalism to your career. Do the work on Upwork and do the work on Fiverr, etc. That will add project experience to you. And then you can look for jobs with no experience. Or now that you have experience, you can find positions that don't require experience. Or you can find positions that require experience now, since you already have experience. So I do recommend that you switch careers. If you want to switch careers, I'm behind you. I support you. You could definitely do it. Go in IT. IT is hot. It's a growing field. There's so many roles in IT. A lot of them could be done remotely, and you could make a lot of money working remotely, but you got to put in the time, and you got to be willing to get certified, to put in more time, and you got to be willing to put in the work on these websites, Fiverr and Upwork, and you got to be willing to take a lot of rejections, because a lot of hiring managers will say, oh, you only have work on Fiverr, you only have work on Upwork, but you don't have more hands-on experience. Don't let the haters get to you. There will be a company that will hire you. Believe me, it has happened. I'm an IT recruiter. I run NewConfig. We had 1.7 million in revenue last year. We help Fortune 1000 companies staff people all over the country and Canada, and they do hire folks with less experience. Why? The biggest advantage you have when you have less experience is that you will take less money. When someone with 5 years of experience won 100 grand or 120 grand, you will take a job for 60 grand or 70 grand, and you're a lot more enticing. That is your biggest comparative advantage to people that have experience. You can say, hey, I don't have as much experience as John or Jill, but I'll take 40 or 50 grand less than them, and I will learn on the job. So you are much more in demand than other folks because you are much cheaper. So I hope this video has been good to you. I hope I made you realize that your dream is attainable if you put in the work. I hope the story about Abraham has inspired you. I hope that you use this positive energy that I want to impart on you to go, and don't let the haters hate just because you're 35 or 40 or 45 or 50 or 55. Don't let the haters hate on you. I think you could do it. I think you could get the job that you want in IT or any other field that you want. Start fresh, start anew. It's possible. I believe in you. Yeah, so that's my take on, is 40 too old to get a job at IT? It's not. It never will be. It's just what people are saying to themselves. Their voice in the back of their head, which is wrong. And I'm here to tell you that it is wrong. So thanks for watching. If you need more advice, contact me personally, and stay tuned for my next video.